Hello.
Hello, everybody. This is Danny
And Wanda.
from Deep South Homestead, the one and the only.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness there's only one of us, ain't there? I don't know what we'd do if there was more of us.
Well, I don't know. We might get a lot done if we had more of us.
Yeah, if we were, I guess if we were, I don't know.
I'm drinking some of my Wassail.
Wassail?
Deep South.
Deep South Wassail.
Punch.
Yeah.
That's more
There's
like
Mark
punch.
and Jamie and Susan and the Tennessee Girl and Miss Jen and Mama Tribe. Kubota Acres, Eileen Breed, Wholesome Roots, Christy Betts, Black Buckeye Girl, Glenn from Oklahoma, Florida Homestead, Ed Polly, Deborah, Roxanne, Old South, Morgan, Broussard, Sue, Lake Effect Farm, Bandana Grandma, Shay, Deep South Texas, Kimberly Hill,
Wow,
Tammy.
okay.
All right, woo!
You're on a roll, aren't you?
I was getting them all there for a part. There's Delaney, I knew they would show him, Tanya.
Yeah, he's just
Country Homestead Preacher. Good evening, my brothers and sister.
Yeah, you're just tired. I'm surprised you got that far.
I'm surprised I got that far. I've half built a barn today.
Working on it.
Working on it. Spent most of the day up in the air.
Yes. And we're going to talk a little bit about animals in a little bit, but
Yep.
So what else? Let's talk a little bit about our Thanksgiving.
Our Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we need to send everybody because I didn't really video it.
No, we didn't really video any of our Thanksgiving. I think
Lori family did, and they put it up. So if you want to know what Deep South did for Thanksgiving, go check out
the Lori family homestead.
Heather videoed everything and put a video up yesterday.
Yep.
And we actually had Chinese the night before.
The night before we had Chinese. Y'all did, I didn't.
Yeah, Danny had roast.
I had regular roast. I stayed American to the core.
That was not the reasoning.
Yeah, it was.
It's because you can't eat Chinese. He used to eat Chinese all the time.
I used to eat Chinese on a regular basis.
He loved it.
Not for Thanksgiving.
And really, it was my first time eating most of it.
Yeah.
I never was a person to eat Chinese, and Heidi brought me some egg rolls.
Egg rolls. I used to love egg rolls.
About a month ago, and they were delicious. So she made a whole meal: egg rolls, wontons, some kind of
egg fouillon.
Yeah. Then there was some other. That was like 4 or 5 dishes.
You
had to go watch the video.
Yeah.
And she did a great job. She's a good cook. And then Thursday, we had a regular traditional.
We baked a hen.
Yes, from Dry Gulch.
Yeah.
It was a meat bird.
A meat bird.
And y'all,
let me tell you something.
6 people eat that day.
Yeah.
Danny ate that night. You and I ate yesterday at lunch.
Yep.
And I had a wrap today, and I've got enough for another wrap. We've had about 10 meals off that
one baking hen.
Yeah, and I used the broth too. So
yeah,
I saved the broth off of it.
Hello, Brenda. Yeah.
So those meat birds, and they are the Cornish cross, which we have.
This is about a 5 or 6 pound bird.
I do have a picture of our Cornish cross somewhere. Let me see if I can find it.
Do you? I'm gonna let you operate that today.
Meat birds. Wait, let's see.
You got meat birds 1 and 2 there. Hold on. Here we go.
Wait, I've always hit the wrong thing.
There you go.
Okay, our meat birds are getting a little.
Hello, D.
What do you call it? Weight on them.
Yeah.
Usually, if we had raised regular small chicks, this would probably be what, 4-month-old birds.
Probably 4-month-old birds or older, yeah.
Yeah, and these things are a little over 4 weeks old.
Yeah, about a little over a month old.
And so they're gaining fast.
They are gaining quick.
And this is just one of them, and they probably weigh, would you say, close to 2 pounds
Close
apiece?
to 2 pounds right now, yeah.
Yeah.
They're really jumping.
They are the Cornish cross Homestead Remembrance, and I'm telling y'all, these birds are growing like crazy. So we're hoping ours turn out as good as Sharon's did because hers was very tasty. It was very tender.
Yes.
We baked it in a pampered shelf covered corn, like ceramic dish.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my goodness, it was awesome.
It was awesome. Hello, Amanda. Good to see you in, girl.
So that's a little bit about what we did for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we just chilled the whole day. I mean, mostly. I mean, we worked some, but
not too much.
Not a lot. We did the normal farm things. We fed the animals and did our daily chores and stuff like that.
Just spent time with the Lord.
Spent time with the Lorries mainly.
Yeah.
We got nobody else to spend time with. We had to spend it with them. They're our new family.
They are.
They are.
Yeah. So one thing Danny has started is.
I've started an addition onto the barn.
So we want to show them the.
I don't know what you got. I don't know what you have here. So we just going on.
Let me find where we're going.
Okay, let's see what you got here.
And then you're going to explain why. Okay.
What do we have here? Okay.
I only put one picture up because I'm doing a video Monday and then another one Wednesday and then probably several after that. But right now, this is what he was doing this morning.
Yeah, this was early this morning. I'm trying to figure out how high to cut those posts so that my tractor will fit up under there when I drive, because this is a lane I need to be able to drive through. And I want at least a foot of clearance above my tractor, so I'm mark the post, and I'm trying to figure the angle back toward the shop to see how much pitch I'm going to have. So that's what I'm doing at this particular point.
All right, so somebody asked, did I get my hair cut? No, it's back here.
It's still back there.
It's back there. The reason we're talking about animals today is because we were asked, when do you know when you have
enough animals?
Or too many.
Or too many animals. And I think we're in a dilemma right now. I mean, literally. It's one of those situations where all of our freezers, for some reason, are full. And we have 2 pigs to butcher that are huge.
Hey, Grizz.
And the Lori family just popped in.
Hey, Lori family.
And we have 25 meat birds that's got to be butchered in a few weeks. We haven't even killed our own deer yet.
No. We were blessed with a deer this past week, and that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, so we're sitting here. We've got 3 deep freezes full to the top.
And a bunch of jars, and the cellar's full. And
I mean, and we can't keep feeding these animals. I mean, we gotta do something. So
we are wanting to know when is enough.
Yeah, and plus we have 2 new pigs on the homestead.
I know, somebody got 2 new
We got
pigs.
2 of them. We got 2 new breeding pairs. It was called the large black hogs, which probably will be breeding here
within the next couple of months.
Within the next month or 2, I'm sure they'll be breeding.
So in the new year, we're going to have lots of babies. Probably we have. Okay, let's start with.
What do you got on here for us to start with?
Let's start. Okay, so talk about the cows first.
Okay, these are our 2 Dexters. This is Dexter and Dolly. Dolly should be pregnant. That's why we're adding on to the barn where we are. We want to try to move the cows on one side of the barn, the goats on the other side of the barn, so that we can separate them. We feel like that's what we need to be able to do, so that there's not a mix up in the babies, because all of our goats are bred, our cows are bred. So we're trying to figure out, we got 3 goats that hopefully are bred, and if all 3 of them, even if they just drop 1 apiece, we just went from 3 goats to 6 goats, but if they have twins, then we went to 9 goats. So we've got to try to get the barn better designed to be able to do a better job.
Okay, so that's the cows and the goats. Okay, so we're looking at the cows and goats because we want milk butter, and cheese.
Cheese.
That's 3 things.
Plus meat.
Plus the meat. But right now, that's the 3 things that we don't have on our homestead that a lot of people do, was the milk, butter, and cheese.
Yeah.
And we can make yogurt and, you know, all kinds of other stuff. So the goal with the cows and goats was to get to that point. Next year, we should be at that point.
Right.
And so right now, our goats and cows.
Our goal was to have meat.
Yeah,
right now we got meat running out of our ears.
Yeah, I know. And plus we have it all on foot.
And plus it's still on the hoof everywhere. Now this is the 2 new hogs we bought. We got pictures of them, I think.
Yes. I think they've grown in a week. What do y'all think?
These pigs, I have done nothing but dumped feed to them for a week. And they've probably gained
50 pounds.
I wouldn't hesitate to say they've gained 25 pounds this week each.
Yeah. They've gained a good bit. They're really, I mean, they were pretty good sized hogs.
Kathleen says, Danny, I think it's time for Amanda to move on to the land to help eat that.
I think we're fixing to have to do something.
We have to do something.
Because this is and you can't tell how big these pigs are from this picture because I'm standing up looking
down on. These pigs are about 300 pounds
a piece.
So, they're huge.
So we are, these 2 are to be butchered because we want to do the bacon and the sausage and stuff like that. And so that's the one of our next projects soon.
Yeah.
Then we have, I showed you the meat birds.
Yeah, you showed them the meat birds. Of course,
the meat birds are going to be, you know, 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, they're about 4 weeks.
We should be ready for the meat bird. So lots of times I'll be canning lots of that. These are our egg layers, and that's not all of them. There's 14 of those ISA browns that we have. And y'all, I'm not ready to get rid of my egg layers because we get quite a few eggs, and we're averaging at least a dozen eggs a day.
Yeah.
Which is way more eggs than we need, which our freezer has a lot of eggs.
Well, let's stop. I mean, you stop and think about it. We eat 4, 5, 6, 7 eggs every morning is cooked in this house.
Yeah, between me, you, and Hank. Yeah.
So that only leaves 4 extra eggs a day.
And I cook with them sometimes.
And you cook with them, yeah.
So that takes them. But I'm still, at the end of the week, I did a video on crazy days, and I had to pull it down because my phone was just pixelating really, really bad. But I was calling it the crazy chicken math with eggs because in 5 days I had over 4 dozen eggs, and we eat out of 12 eggs, we eat at least 7 to 10 of them every day, and I don't know how in 5 days I ended up with 4 dozen eggs.
Living off grid, McGarvey style. Well, we have 25 meat birds. We actually had 50 to start with. The Lorries had 25, and we have 25.
Okay, and then we have the buffs. We still have 5 buffs and a chicken tractor.
Yeah, they'll be going to freezer camp before
They're
long.
not laying anymore. They're over 2 years old, and we get an egg every now and then from them. So those fixing to be put in, and I would probably do a lot of this in jars.
And Grizz, we leave our lights on our chickens all the time. We don't hardly ever turn them off.
And then Danny decided last year he wanted turkeys. Okay, so here comes one of the dilemmas we have.
This is another dilemma we have. And this is after we got rid of, what, 5 or 6 out of the pen?
We got rid of 6 this past week.
Yeah, 6 this past week. And you're looking at right here 3 gobblers and several hens. And this is just 1 pen.
Yes. Then, this is up close. This is his pretty gobbler that he's wanting to keep.
I'm going to keep this one here, yeah.
He's wanting to keep that one. Then this is the other pen, and you only see about 3 or 4 of them because they're out in the field. There's probably 6 or 8 out in the field. These go everywhere.
Yeah, these are free rangers.
We still have what?
There's probably 8 or 10 of them.
Yeah, so we still have close to 20.
Yeah.
I'd say 18 at least turkeys left, right?
Yeah, we got about 18, probably around 18 turkeys left. And we can't butcher them because we have no room to put them in a freezer.
And on top of that, we don't have rabbits right now because Hank's pen was supposed to be the new rabbit pen. We had butchered all the rabbits in the spring because I didn't want to have rabbits during the summer because we don't breed during the summer. I was going to start back in the fall. And this pen was going to be a rabbit pen. And when I decided, let me rephrase, to get Hank, we put Hank in this pen and never finished it for the rabbits. So now we don't have rabbits for right now. So Jump Off says, I got a few cousins that are turkey. Shall I send them to you? Yeah, we went from, I think we had 5 turkeys to 25.
Yeah.
And only 2 hens sat on eggs. We went from 5 to 25 this year.
Yeah, we go, like I said, we traded, what, 5 of them for the pigs. And then we butchered one for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to get rid of one.
Yeah,
because it got sickly. I just took it out and got rid of it.
We're down 7.
Yeah.
And we had 25, so.
Yeah, we've only got 3 freezers right now.
We haven't taken Hank hunting lately.
No, we haven't took him out hunting. Matter of fact, we haven't been hunting. We've been so busy trying to get things done around here. This new addition to the barn is going to take up a lot of our time.
Yeah, and no, I don't have to worry about eating Hank. I have to worry about Hank eating everything else. He's turning into a little pig. He looks scrawny and skinny, but he will eat whatever you put out there to eat, except for dried dog food.
He will not eat dry dog food. I don't care what you do. I don't care what brand, what variety we've tried. I think all of them.
He does not like dried dog food, so we have to buy canned dog food for this dog, and it gets expensive.
Yes, Linda, we do can our chicken. We have several.
I can chicken. I've canned rabbit, turkey, beef,
all of it.
I'm trying to think, and deer.
Yeah.
I've got a little of all that meat canned, and that's where I may have to start canning some of the deer that was brought to us. I may have to some of the beef that we bought the last beef. I may have to can some of it just to kind of clear up, but that's where we're at. Yes, Hank is spoiled.
Oh yeah, Brian, I'll be putting the rafters on tomorrow. I've already got all the beams is all up. I'll just start cutting rafters in the morning and nailing them on.
Yeah, I saw Lone Star says he wouldn't eat that junk if he was a dog. No, I'm telling y'all,
that stuff stinks.
The dog, Hank's pen doesn't smell hardly at all, but I can feed him that dried dog food, and he'll eat just enough of it. He'll turn it over and play in it, but he will eat a few bites, and his poop stinks the next day like crazy. So I don't blame him for not wanting it. He turns it over and runs his bowl all over the place on that concrete and scatters it.
Pushes it all out under the wire and everywhere.
He hates it. He looks at us like, "Are you expecting me to do it?" One lady says she sold breeding turkey pairs for $75 with yearly returning customers. Wow. We have to sell some turkeys.
Yeah, they run in for between $75 and $150 a breeding pair here.
Yeah. Canned halibut and salmon.
Oh, I love halibut. Halibut is my favorite fish.
I've tried the dried dog food with putting broth over it. I've tried mixing it in with all kinds of food and just changing the taste, and he'll
pick the other stuff out and leave the dog food.
If I'd put broth in there, he'll drink all the broth and leave the dog food. Will not do it.
He was raised as a puppy on raw meat.
Yeah, and he likes meat.
That's just
And so we boil like the bones from butchering. We have the big beef bones.
Yeah.
That's one thing that's in our freezer. We had the lady we got him from. She gave us a whole bunch of beef bones for him. So we take out some occasionally and boil it.
Yeah.
And then he gets a bone every day. And so that's one thing that's in our freezer. I forgot
Yeah.
about that. We still have blueberries and, we have other berries and I can't remember, Danny
Oh,
corn and
country homestead preacher asked a while ago, when will be the time to buy meat chicks? Actually, the time is now. They'll probably quit shipping somewhere in probably not far from now, and they probably won't resume until after the end of February. So if you want to get them, you better go ahead and get them if you want them before next year.
we cannot sell the meat.
No, we cannot sell the meat.
Yeah, dogs are smarter than most people give them credit for. Hey, Dry Gulch, did you hear me? We cooked your hen
For
for
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, and it was
It was
awesome.
awesome. It fed like, how many of us? What?
6 of us.
6 of us.
And then you and I've had meals since. So right at 10 meals off one of Dry Gulch's
Yes.
hens. So
And
that
it
was
was
really
good. Everybody liked it. It was so tender. I did a good job, I think.
Yeah, and we don't feed Hank raw food, like raw meat. We're feeding him I cook it. I just didn't, I mean, he was raised when he was a puppy on eat just the raw bones, but we don't do that. Yeah,
Renee, we have not done any jerky out of anything. I used to make jerky all the time. I haven't done it in quite a while.
Yeah. And so now we're to the point that we have 10 acres and we have buildings for everything. And I wanted to show them a few of the
Somebody asked a question there. They want to ask, why can we not sell the chicken meat? Because it's against the law where we live at.
Yeah. Okay. The reason Danny's adding on to the barn. Okay, so this is where
the Dolly and Dexter go in the barn at. This is their stalls. It's kind of narrow and it's kind of small. Not a lot of room right there for them.
But they're small cows.
But they're small cows.
And
we
then
need that for the goats, actually.
This is the doors going into their stalls. As you can see, he has gates on them where you can shut them, but we need that for the whole barn there for the
goats. Yes.
And this is where the hay is at the end. That just shows the house.
This is a third stall in there.
Yeah.
The goats can reach the hay from the sides.
And then this is the goats.
This is the goats pen themselves. I have a homemade squeeze chute there. I can lock their heads in. I can lift the top up on it to do anything I need to do with the top. I can open the sides up. I can trim their feet. Whatever I need to do, I can do in this one little stall. This also works for a small Dexter cow too.
Yeah. And then I think this is where
I feed my goats at.
Yeah. So we want the whole barn for the goats, and then on that side is the corral.
Yes. This is where this is the side of the barn. All of the animals is using right now. There's 2 or 3 holding pens there. There's a lane that runs into a squeeze chute there. You're looking at there, the little narrow one. There's a wider lane to the left that goes out to the loading ramps.
Let's see.
Here, we actually have 2 loading ramps side by side. We have a narrow one and a wide one for like pigs, one for cows. All this is taken care of over here. This is the way we move our animals when we get ready to buy them and sell
them. Okay. So basically, the one side that has all the corrals and stuff, you're gonna pretty much leave it like it is.
We'll leave it like it is. That's if we have to move a cow around to load him in a chute or unload one out of a chute or a hog or something like that, we'll move them around, put them in the corral, and that we'll still use the facility for all the animals. It's just that we're going to block it off where the cows have their own pastures and the goats have their own pastures, so that they're not all in the same part of the barn together.
Yeah, and the new pigs are over there on the back side of the corral.
Yeah.
So we're rearranging everybody, and then we have the front field and two back fields, and then a huge 2 different side fields.
Yeah.
And we move them around and about. We're gonna have it where
we
everybody
rotate.
can
We
keep
rotate them.
moving.
Yeah, we're trying to fix it. We can do even more rotating.
Yeah. So and right now the turkeys are free ranging around, not all of them, but half of them are free ranging with the cows and the goats, and they all get along just fine. We haven't turned the new pigs loose yet to see if they're gonna get along, because the goats are usually scared of everything, even their own shadow.
Country Homestead Preacher was asking where they could get chicks. We got ours from Stromberg's. There's lots of places out there where you can actually buy. There's McMurray. You can buy them through McMurray. So there's like 4 or 5 more of them, but they're just not coming to my mind right now.
Yeah, but Stromberg's is the one we did order from.
Yeah.
So, but the reason we are adding on to the barn is to get the cows on the other side.
Yes.
Before the goats have babies.
And if the cows, when she has her calf, we wanted to be able to milk her.
Yeah.
So we want to also build a milking stanchion on that side of the barn, so that we can have the cows over there and the goats are not interfering with anything. We can just run her up in a stall. We can, lock her head down, get her used to it ahead of time, so that we're able to get her used to being milked.
Yeah, and somebody asked earlier when the goats were due. Somewhere around the end of February, 1st of March.
Yeah.
Which would put them right at the gathering on top of everything else.
On top of everything else, yeah.
So we may have babies and we may not at the gathering. It'd be close. May have to be milking that morning and feeding babies and everything else. And the cow should be, if she has her baby, it would be midsummer, end of summer.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
At least sometime late summer. And then how long are pigs?
Oh.
I forgot with them.
I forgot with the pigs. I mean, it's
3 or 4 months.
It's not that long. I'd have to go back and look and see. But
so once our breeding pair gets
once the first of the year rolls around, things are gonna really start changing around here.
So we have to be on it and ready at a moment's notice with all these babies. And somebody's asking about the gathering, March the 9th.
Nancy wants to know, what do we feed our turkeys? Well, we have the free range ones. In the morning, I just give them cracked corn while they're in the pen, and then they fly out of the pen and go out in the fields and eat whatever the turkeys eat. The ones that I have penned up that can't get out, they get cracked corn, whole kernel corn, and 22% laying pellets. The small laying pellets. And anything green that we can find to throw in the pen, we also throw that in there with them.
Yeah. And so, when do you have too many?
I don't actually know, because
it's according to land.
I think
yes. You may be babysitting goats.
Delane is right. I was trying to remember. I knew it was 3 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days.
Okay.
I knew it was 3 numbers. I just didn't want to say the wrong ones, because goats are 5 months and sometimes 5 days.
But pigs, I was thinking
pigs are 3 months, 3 weeks,
right
and 3
at
days.
4 months.
Yeah, so at 4 months.
So if our breeding pair gets pregnant within the next month to 2 months, we'd have them sometime January, February, by March to April.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at everybody having babies next year.
We're
going to be parents all over the place. We're going to be
parents. Hello, Ashley. Good to see you made it in, baby. Somebody asked another question. The gathering date, Georgia Garden Girl, March the 9th, 2019.
And yes, we are going to be in Wiggins, Mississippi. It is 9577. Do not mistaken it for the one in Central Mississippi.
Right.
For some strange reason, Mississippi has 2 Wiggins.
Roy says, I'm not sure such thing as too much bacon. These pigs that we got from Steve and them, they are growing so fast.
Yeah,
I'm not. I mean,
that's pretty
they're
awesome.
called the large black hog, and they say they get up to 600 pounds or bigger. So I'm telling you, these things are gaining a pound every, I don't know, probably a pound a day.
Yes. So what I was wondering, and I was asking Danny about this, if something was to happen right now, we have freezers full of meat that would have to be canned, and we have canned meat. So we have meat for a while. But the deal is, with all these animals on foot, we can eat for a long time.
We can eat for a long time. I mean, honestly, if something happened right now, Wanda and I could eat for over a year with just what's on foot.
And that was our goal a year and a half ago, was to finally get to the point that we had our meat, even if it's not in the freezer or in jars, that we had it here on our property, in the yard or in the fields, so that we had it on hoof.
Georgia Garden Girl, look back in the description up there. Jen from the Nut House put up the address for it. The zip code is 39577.
Roy wants to know, do we butcher our own or do we send them to be processed?
We've actually done both. I mean, I usually do most of my own butchering, but if I'm really tied up and I cannot get to it, we will send it to a slaughterhouse. A friend of ours runs it. It's not that bad. We can usually, I think what it costs, I tell you, a little over $100 to get a pig done, right around 100.
I don't know, but when we did the sheep, it was like $65.
Yeah, for the sheep it was 65. I think a pig is, I think it's like 90.
80 or 90.
It's around 80 or $90 to get it. That includes everything. I mean, that's smoking, making the bacon and everything. But we make our own bacon and make our own sausage, so we usually get a little bit of a break from it when we do that.
But now we've been doing our own as far as the chickens, the turkey. We will probably do our own pigs this time. We did send one to the slaughterhouse, but we will a couple of years ago. But this time we're thinking we're just going to do our own, and so I think that's pretty cool. We do our own deer.
Yep. We butcher just about everything ourselves.
Now, the one reason we wanted the Dexter cows is because they're small, and if we have to, we can butcher our own cows.
I have butchered cows before myself here on my homestead. So if it you know, the Dexter, if we had to,
we can handle it.
Yeah, we can butcher our own goats, you know, all that stuff.
We wanted everything that we might could handle, because we couldn't handle a $500 to $1,000 cow.
Yeah, we don't need a
1,000 pounds,
800-pound cow hanging up in there to butcher. You know,
a small Dexter would not be too much bigger than a large deer.
No, he'd be twice the size of a deer.
But I mean, not
much. I mean, I've butchered pigs that would be as big as him.
Would another freezer and a generator help?
We don't need a generator, but another freezer would definitely help. We've got 3 of them now, and all 3 are full.
But now 2 of them are the little small ones.
Yeah, they're the tiny freezers. They're not
and
big.
the big freezer we have is what, maybe a 18? 12 or 18? I don't know the sizes exactly.
It's 4 feet long. I know that.
Yeah, and the little ones are like what, 2?
They're like 2.5 feet. Yeah, they're not much. Jacqueline says, I made summer sausage from deer meat. Can Danny eat that? Probably not, because it's got the sodium nitrates in it and the preservatives. That's the one thing I have to kind of be careful about.
Yeah, that's one reason we do our own sausage, because we know what we put in it.
Yeah, I can't do a lot of sage, and I can't do the sodium nitrates.
So usually we do patty sausage that he can eat on.
We will make smoked sausage now, but just simply if Wanda wants it or whatever.
And I like to make it for guests, and we like to give it away for Christmas gifts and things like that. So I don't know that we'll get it done for Christmas this year. That's pushing it, but we got a month.
We got a month. If I can just get this barn done.
All right, so Brenda's putting it up too.
Are you going to let the pigs become hogs when you process them or kill them as shoats. We're the 2 black ones that we bought, they're strictly for breeding. We're not going to be eating them at all. But the other 2 in the pen down here, they've never been bred. They're 2 big sows. They weigh about 300 pounds a piece. So we'll be butchering them as is.
Now Nancy said she's ready for a video on canning meat for idiots. She's lost 10% from bad seals.
Oh wow.
Okay, I've not lost anything
we
at
not
all.
lost anything.
But what I found that the people that, and it may not be your case, but some are letting their canner get too hot, and because meat takes an hour and a half, and if it gets too much, and mine has the little jiggler, so I don't know with pressure what, if you have to sit and watch it and it goes up and down or whatever. But I've had somebody in the last couple of weeks say something about that, and if it gets, or Thunder Ridge is saying if it cools down too fast, any of those things can mess with the seal. So that was what I was thinking. We would just do. I'm gonna do a canning meat some point in time, but I thought I would do a private class. I'll do it on YouTube, but I'll probably send the link out to only the people that want to take the class, and that way we don't have everybody in there. But it'll have to be after the first of the year.
Oh, let's see, I was reading up there. Renee, yeah, all of our pigs, except the 2 new ones we bought, free range. The only reason we're not doing the 2 new ones is because they're pretty skittish, and we're just letting them get used to us. And once they get used to us, then they'll be turned out to pasture.
Yes, Courtney, we do have a video on making sausage. We have a couple of different ones on sausage. Some of the first videos Danny did, I think, was on sausage. I'd say within the first month and a half, we did sausage. And then I know when Julianne and John from Dirt Patch Heaven were here, Danny and John did jalapeno sausage.
Jalapeno sausage, yeah.
Yeah.
Mama Tried says, how's your garden doing? It's doing great. We have plenty of greens growing. We have collards growing, cabbage, broccoli, Swiss chard. We just got the ground ready. We have probably close to 200 onion sets coming in the next week. We'll be planting onions. Our garlic. A lot of garlic. We got garlic running out our ears right now. It's doing great.
A lot in the fridge. You didn't get it out.
Yeah, we just got garlic. We got 4, 5, 6 different varieties of garlic growing here.
Yeah. Will you cure hams or grind the meat up?
I don't have the pump to actually cure the hams, so this time around we probably will grind it to.
We're going to cut some into slices
steaks. We'll cut pork steaks.
Just cooking.
Yeah. We'll grind some, the rest will be cut into pork steaks. And we'll probably smoke the hocks and things like that. I feel like we will.
Okay, back to basics with Crystal. Said she's heard that some people are boiling the new ball lids like the old ones, and that can cause bad seals. Danny called on that, and they did say that you do not have to get those flaps as
You don't
hot.
have to get them as like we used to.
Instead of boiling them, we just keep the water hot. I mean, it's not quite up to a boil.
No, it's not up to a boil. We just have the water warm.
That way, when you put it on, it's hot but not boiling. And then you're going to be processing an hour and a half. So it will definitely be done. Jan planted 200 garlic cloves. 5 different varieties.
5 different varieties. Good, Jan.
And Mama tries says she can't keep the fire ants feeding. We have not had too much with the fire ants right now. They're not in the gardens. They're everywhere else.
Georgia Garden Girl says, Wanda, I tried canning my butter I made. When I opened it, it smelled rancid. Any ideas on that?
I don't know. I've not had any problems with
One thing is, don't buy salted butter to can.
Yeah.
Canned unsalted butter only.
That is one thing. Now, I don't know.
I don't know what. Did you? Butter has to be shook every what 5 minutes or so after you get through with it.
You don't want to. I don't think you get butter boiling. I think
no, you don't.
Keep it to a simmer and just keep it hot. If I remember,
you don't overcook it; it'll turn brown on you if you do.
Yeah, you don't want to get it too hot, but you want to keep it hot and put it in your jars. And your jars need to be hot because we leave them in the oven. I'm trying to think back, and then I've canned butter like 3 different times. The last time's just been a couple of 3 months ago. And so far, I've had one, I think, that I thought was bad, and I dumped it because it turned kind of white looking.
Yeah.
It was weird looking, and
Yeah.
I just dumped it because to be safe. But everything else I've opened has been fine.
Oh, let's see here. Any problems with deer or rabbits eating your collards and so on? No. Anything that comes in our garden, we shoot it. We've had no problems with anything so far. I think we've about killed everything out, to be honest with you, except for the deer on the back hill back here.
Yeah, they're nice. Nice deer. They just won't come out during the day.
Yeah.
Oh, but so I was thinking on the animals. That was the whole purpose of this.
Yeah, I just been answering questions.
I know. So if somebody only has an acre or less, any ideas about when it's too much?
Well,
or even if they had 10 acres.
Look at the Lorries over there. I mean, they've got 25 meat birds. They've got 12 or 10 laying hens.
Yeah,
they've got hogs over there.
And a dog.
And a dog, and they're talking about putting goats.
They've got the bantams.
The bantam chickens is in chicken tractors. I mean, you can do a lot on a small place. Yeah.
But when is enough? That's what
I think that's probably going to be up to you as a person, depending on how much, you have to make sure how much you want to put into it, because it takes infrastructure. And infrastructure is not cheap. It's expensive.
Mm-hmm. And that's the whole deal, to have a infrastructure for what you get. Yeah,
you got to.
That's why we're redoing and adding.
That's why we're always constantly revamping our homestead, is because infrastructure, is so important.
How's the dog issue?
No better.
Just
Matter of fact,
bad
it's probably gotten worse. These people are evil. I'm just going to say they're evil. All they have to do is get rid of these dogs and shut it up, and life becomes peaceful out here again.
Well, now this is the deal. When they want them to be quiet, they're quiet.
They're quiet.
When they don't want them to be quiet, they are not quiet. So,
but they're usually not home when they're not quiet, and they'll bark for 6 and 7 hours at a time, nonstop.
Yeah. So we're learning how to deal with it for right now and see what happens next.
Yeah.
It's just one of those situations, but they weren't too bad because Danny was on the backside of the barn today.
Yeah.
They barked, but not all day.
They bark most of the day.
Yeah, they're saying they hear them when you post. Yeah, they're in almost every video. It doesn't matter what we do. I don't have the editing equipment to take out sounds and things like that some people have. So because, so I don't know, and I wouldn't know how to use it. Somebody'd have to show me how. But I don't have a way to keep it out.
Country's Homestead Preacher says, Danny, I keep feeding the squirrels corn, and the dang deer eat it. I'd be eating the deer, my brother. Of course, I can't say nothing. I feed the deer here probably 10 pounds of corn a day.
I don't know. You feed them a lot.
I feed them a lot of corn a day.
And we hadn't gotten a deer yet.
I know, but when I do get one, he'll be fat.
He just likes seeing pictures.
I just like to see the deer. I mean, I'm not one. I don't necessarily have to kill something. I just love watching wildlife. I really do.
Yeah. Homemade butter has to be rinsed really well or it will go rancid quick.
Yes, and I know homemade butter will.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the lady, which one she.
Jan says record the dogs and play it back when the neighbor's home. We did that. The neighbors called the law on us.
That we were disturbing.
That we were disturbing the peace. Of course, the law thought it was funny, I think, but nevertheless, a report was filed that we were disturbing the peace, and it was their own dogs that they were listening to.
So now we're the bad guys out here.
Yeah, they think we are. Yeah. They've got a lot to learn yet about me anyway.
All right, so what time is it?
Let's see.
A little while. Oh, I forgot one of the things in the Homestead box, and I put it in the kitchen. They had bags for keeping vegetables fresh. I meant to leave it in here where I could show you guys. I just kind of overlooked something in the box. So the Homestead box has been a really pretty good deal. I've got the composter sitting on the cabinet, and we've used it since the day before Thanksgiving, I think. Yeah. And I took out the first bag, and the bags are supposed to be biodegradable. So I put the bag in the compost thing, and we'll see how it does. And I put a new bag in. So far, about 4 days, I've had no smell from the first bag, and I did have a little bit of a leak with the first bag, but I also noticed that a bone that I'd put in there had poked a hole in the bag. Yeah. So I couldn't blame that on the leak on the bags. It shouldn't leak. And so right now, the one I've got in there is not leaking.
Pia says, Danny, what are the sheriffs doing about the dogs? The sheriffs are doing nothing because there's no ordinances for them to do anything. So they tell us that they can't do anything. Yeah. As a matter of fact, even on the report, it says that our neighbors have to understand that there's nothing that can be done about our barking dogs.
Yes. And the sheriff's department have been out here numerous times with them barking continuously, and they wouldn't put up with it either, but there's nothing they can do. Yeah, the breed of dogs, Grizz, is they're called running walkers. They use them for deer hunting. But these dogs never hunt, they just stay in a pen all the time. Okay, Albany, I'll be looking. This week we did get some jars from one lady, and I got a t-shirt, a green t-shirt with a nativity scene on it. I'm not sure who sent it because there was nothing telling me who would have sent that. I'll be wearing it in a video coming up toward Christmas. Yeah, Steve, I do know what to do with the dogs, but I'm trying to stay out of jail. I had to go to the sheriff's office the other day, but luckily I didn't lose my temper too bad. Yeah, it was all right. Lake effects that their chickens got attacked by a hawk. Yeah. We had that year. We had that a couple of years ago. They got our white leghorns. Yeah, they really like white chickens. Yeah, and Steve, the pigs, if you hadn't been on here, the pigs are putting on about 1 pound a day. These pigs have gained like 50 pounds, not quite 50 pounds, no, probably about 5 or 10 pounds. No, they look like they've gained more than 5 or 10 pounds. They've gained a lot since he dropped them off. Them things are like, oh, they're getting huge. Grizz says he's sending you some barbecue recipes. I guess you could use it for cats, dogs, doesn't matter, huh, Grizz? Yeah. No, Billy Brady, there are no noise ordinances in our area. So there's nothing they can do about barking dogs. But if we start making any kind of noise, they call the law and claim that we're destroying their right to peace and contentment and stuff. So it's a no-win situation. It's a no-win situation. Yeah. Bye, Rose. Yeah, sheriff is no help. All kinds of noise ordinances in the city, and they still don't help.
Yeah, the city has all kinds of ordinances, but in the country we have no noise ordinances.
No. So we're all right. What else? Other than you working on the barn,
That's about all I've been doing.
I mean that's all you're gonna be doing this week, basically. You said
This
that.
week that's all I'm gonna be doing, but not unless the onions come in. Though, see, today's the 24th.
They'll be in Tuesday.
They ship on the 26th.
Tuesday to Wednesday, maybe Wednesday, Thursday.
So I'll be planting them this coming weekend.
Yeah. So we will be getting onions in the ground. Yeah, we could work to change the laws. We tried the dog whistle. We tried the dog. There's a thing out there that's supposed to work. We spent good money on dog whistles. We spent good money on the other. It's supposed to calm down dogs. Are not supposed to bark. We probably nearly $100 on all that. No, it's more than that. 150.
Yeah.
On that one contraption, and
it did nothing.
Did nothing. Absolutely. And then we couldn't get our money back. So
Breathe says, why can't you do the same thing back to them? We tried taping the dogs and playing it back to them, but only got the law called on us, and the law told us we needed to turn it off.
Morgan, it's funny. Brian Laurie played the Christmas carols yesterday, and one of them was Silent Night. It kept popping up over and over again.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't help but laugh. I thought.
Well, we've tried playing gospel music, rock music, rap music, opera music, Christmas music. You know.
But Brian played Silent Night over and over yesterday. Yeah, Marshall, that has been done too.
That's been done too.
Quite often. And today we were cleaning the scaffolding and getting the dirt out of the scaffolding, things like that. Yeah. All right, so we got to change off the dogs.
Yeah.
It just raises your blood pressure.
It does raise my blood pressure up. We've had to put security cameras everywhere across the property because of it. There's just all kinds of issues. I now have more security cameras on this property, I think, than I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Looking to nail them any way we can. Put it that way.
Rap music. Ain't no dog annoying enough to force me to hear that. Well, I think Brian was working with earphones on, so he doesn't hear it anyway.
Yeah.
He keeps his earphones on. I can't say that word. Is cheap stuffed in hot dogs. These getting vicious here. Wouldn't that just make them throw up?
I'm not sure.
Oh, I don't remember what that's supposed to do.
Yeah, well,
Are we gonna put up a Christmas tree soon? Well, I thought I would get the Laurie girls to come over. They wanted to put up a Christmas tree because they're in a tiny house, and they cannot put a big tree up in a tiny house. They don't have any room. So I was gonna let them put the tree up here. It's just that I don't know where we're gonna put a tree.
I don't know where we're gonna put one.
Chairs everywhere right now, so we got to figure out where we're gonna put the tree before we put it up.
Pea, the pineapples are doing good. They're in the greenhouse and doing fine. The ones in the house are doing fine also.
Yeah, it does induce vomiting. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Oh, we could give a dog Benadryl.
Make them go to sleep. That would work. Try dog whistle.
We've tried the dog whistle. We've tried the electronic dog whistles. None of that works, Brenda.
Yeah, we tried the electronic.
It didn't even work on Hank.
No, I set that electronic thing up that's supposed to deal with barking dogs, and I put it near Hank's just to see if it would work, and he just totally ignored it.
He didn't bother him a bit in the world.
And I mean, it was
about 10 feet of it.
Yeah, and he did just ignored it. So those dogs, it wasn't even going to faze them because they're like 50 feet away. So,
well, Bernie, Renee, the problem is the guy with the barking dogs is an ex-cop. and he thinks he's above the law. And a lot of times, blue protects blue, and we can call the law, and it takes them 20 minutes to 2 hours to get here. If he calls the law, they're here within 5 to 10 minutes because he's an ex-cop, and he's just a piece of trash, is all he is. You want to ask? I mean, I'm just tell you like it is.
Let's get off that for you.
Okay, I gotta get off of it. I can't keep talking about it.
Okay.
Can we grow lettuce indoor in the wintertime? Yes, you can, but you gotta have a grow light.
What do you recommend to take the game taste out of deer meat?
Soak it in ice water with salt.
Yes.
I usually let mine soak overnight. I put the meat in an ice chest. I sprinkle salt all over, and then I pack it with ice, and I usually let it sit overnight. And the next day, I drain all the blood off because that salt will take most of the blood out of the meat.
Yeah, somebody just asked, what did he say when you talked to him? That there's no noise ordinances, and he knows it.
Yeah.
And somebody said call the Humane Society here.
We've done that. Nothing.
They don't. Unless you can prove.
You got to be able to go on their property and prove that they're not feeding them and that they're mistreating them, even though we know it because we hear the feeders going off and no feed in it. We're not allowed to go on the property, so because we'll be arrested for trespassing.
Can we send him dog care packages?
No, I don't want him sent nothing. He's a piece of crap. I don't want him sent nothing.
Yeah.
Tammy, yes, he's a good old boy. Yeah.
Pretty much.
That's pretty much the way it is. But
so we just deal with it.
We just deal with it, and it'll take care of itself.
Yeah, God's got it.
Pea says, "How's the apple tree? It's not doing too good. It's still got a lot wrong with it.
The one out here?
Yeah, it's not doing good.
Yes, well, that's the reason we're planting more newer apple trees, is because that one is several years old and it does have issues. We're planting more peach trees because our best peach tree is several years old. And don't rely on just one of everything. Plant at least 2 peach trees, 2 apple trees, whatever. We've got, I don't even know, what are we, about 12 apple trees right now?
Yeah.
And most of them are younger, but we're hoping to have some bunches of apples in the future.
They're asking, how's your little greenhouse doing?
Right now, pretty good. I've got a couple of flowers in there. I've got, let me see what all I put in there. I need to do a video later. I've got like 5 or 6 different pots in there, and all of them I think are living right now. It got down to in the 20s.
Yeah. And
everything survived, but it's getting up to 70 during the day, like today, so it's probably 80 something. So it's not overly hot right now.
Eric says if you trim the silver skin off a deer, it won't be gamey. It won't taste gamey. They're right about that. Plus, it won't be as tough.
Yeah. All right. Anyone store yard clippings for winter feed? Okay. Are they talking about grass?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you make our own apple cider vinegar? No, we don't. We get apples, but we usually can all of our apples.
Yeah.
We don't usually try making any apple cider vinegar because we don't use a lot of it.
Yeah, ours is a green apple, and I use them for pies, and I do make applesauce and apple jelly.
Yeah.
So.
Where do we get our apple trees? Wherever we can find them. I like to hand pick my trees. I like the bigger trees with the perfect shape to them, where the limbs are lateral in the right directions. And we usually end up having to pay a pretty good price. So usually about $30 plus per tree. But if you take your time, go to Lowe's, Home Depots, Walmart's, wherever, when the trees first get there, and go ahead and pick out the best ones, and go ahead and that's what we usually do.
Yeah, that's where we got the last trees. Yeah. Was Walmart, I believe. And if you watch, once they start, if you don't get them in the early spring, when they start selling out, They'll run them on sale.
Yeah, you just have to be careful because a lot of times the
Yeah.
roots are dried out in the pots,
They don't take care of
they
them.
don't take care of them. Just reason you want to get them as soon as you see them get there.
Yeah. Will you be doing the prune and blueberry? See, I've been telling you, you got to get that.
I have.
It has
I'm
to
going to
right.
get it done, but it's got to be right. The timing's got to be right. You can't just go chop the limbs off of something when you want to.
Yeah, you waiting on it to get cooler.
You're waiting on it to get a little bit cooler here. Plus, I got to do the muscadine vines too. That'll be the next thing on the list. Yeah.
They probably could be done first.
Oh, they probably
Will we
could.
be doing? Oh, that's it, the blueberries. Okay. Amanda made an apple pie syrup from apple scraps. Yes, I've got some apple syrup too, I believe, and we've done a little bit. Somebody said it's illegal to shoot down a drone if it's over 75 feet.
Yeah. If it's below 75 feet, it's in your airspace and you have the right to shoot it down. But if it's over 75 foot, you cannot shoot it.
Somebody says God works in mysterious ways. Yes, he does.
Yes, he does, and we're hoping that he will.
Yes.
Okay, it's 9 o'clock.
We want to remember Sheila Quake Lake. If you saw the video today, she was here last week, and we had a great time with her and Steve. And she called me from the hospital today. Her dad's not doing very well, so we want to keep her dad in our prayers and her as she travels back and forth to visit with him and take care of him. And then I saw somebody earlier ask for prayer, and I meant to write it. I don't have anything to write it down with, so I can't remember. And I know they were asking, when do you prune grapevines? Somebody's asking.
There's a difference between grapevines and muscadine vines. A lot of people wait till January to prune grapevines. Muscadines, I can prune them anytime between now and February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we were going to mention the Lorries went to visit with some of our subs today.
Yes, and Becca and Austin, they grew a Cherokee tan pumpkin. They actually got a Cherokee tan pumpkin. They were so excited because now they had to pick it because it was getting too cool. Was my understanding. Now they're going to have all those seeds to be able to plant even more next year. So they were excited about that. We was going to give them a shout out. I don't think they have a channel, but I think we're just going to give them a shout out saying, hey, you did an awesome job getting the Cherokee tan up. And
we've had a lot of people have success with those.
Yes.
I mean, everybody's been doing really well. We had some for our Thanksgiving meal.
We did. We had to cook 3 of them, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, and one of them was 8, and the other 2 I'm going to make a pie tomorrow with. Yeah. So, Rhonda, an unspoken prayer too. So I see several people. Just pray for our situation across the road.
Yes, do pray. We're asking prayers ourselves for what's going on across the road with these aggravating dogs. Danny and Brian don't get too aggravated. Yeah. And that the situation will right itself before either one of them has a heart attack. Before either one of us does something we're not supposed to do. Before y'all have a heart attack. Yeah. That is our prayers, but Okay. Okay. Lots of them say they have some kinds of physical problems there, infections and.
Why do you prune grapevines?
If you don't prune a grapevine, you won't have any grapes. That's why.
I mean, you'll have a few. Come on the new growth.
All the grapes come on the new growth, and if you prune them back to the vines and leave the small spurs sticking out, then all your growth grows into the grapes and not into the vines.
Yeah. Natasha.
They're asking for prayers as well. Thank you, Pea, for praying for us and all the other ones it is. Okay. Red Duchess says, I have 2 5-gallon buckets of Cherokee tan pumpkins. All right.
Wow,
marking them did good.
Yeah. Those, I don't know, the vines on them just go crazy.
Yeah.
Did we ever grow the Georgia candy roasters? We tried.
We tried, but the squash bugs eat every one of them this year.
So we're gonna try again.
We'll try again this coming year.
Yeah, the gizmo on TV, that's kind of what we got.
Yeah, we
and
spent
it
$150
doesn't work.
on that thing, and it was a piece of crap. It didn't work.
It didn't work, so we spent $150 for nothing.
Yeah.
All right. How many
Okay.
days does it take from planting to harvest on the Cherokee tans? Do you remember?
Oh gosh, I think it was like
3 months.
it was longer than that. I think it was like 100 days, if I remember correctly.
That's a little over 3 months.
It was like 100 days.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, Donnie or Jennifer, whichever one it is. Yes, I will be doing a video on pruning my grapevines. Yes.
Homestead Hippie, I did not. I must have looked down. You can post it again. That way we'll be praying for all these.
I'm not sure, Sharon, which one you did there. I'm not sure if it was the grapevines. It probably was muscadines on the way to the gathering, I would say.
Probably. Yeah, because people do grow them. Ashley said her daddy starts round 2 chemo
On
this
Monday.
week.
Yeah, we talked to her about that.
Mama tries says the first video she watched was a grape pruning video. And Michael says he just found our channel recently. Thank you, Michael.
BWW said my Seminole pumpkin is doing well. The upper ground sweet potato squash is okay. I'm waiting to plant my Cherokee tans.
Okay, so we need to, and Freedom Makers has unspoken.
Yes, Amanda. I know. I'm pretty sure I know what she's talking about. Delane, yes, I have grown the Bloody Butcher corn before. As a matter of fact, that variety has been injected into the Danny corn some 20-something years ago.
All right, Homestead Hippie says prayers for enough and good health and rain, please. She needs more rain.
More rain. Okay.
She needs more rain.
Okay, we're gonna pray, guys. We can sit here all night if we don't. Father, we thank you for being so good to us. You've been such a blessing to us this week. It's been an awesome week. We had a good holiday, Lord. Spent it with friends and we had good fellowship. Just had a good time together. The food was great, Lord. You were great, Father. Lord, thank you for allowing us to get all the things done on the homesteads we've been able to get done. Thank you for the new infrastructure we're putting in. Father, we want to stop at this time, though, and ask that you forgive us of any unconfessed sins in our lives, Lord, anything that would hinder our prayers from reaching your very throne. And Father, we look out at our subscribers today. They have multiple requests that they've made here tonight. I ask you to look down from heaven upon each one of these requests, Father, and answer it in a way that will glorify you and actually benefit them as an individual, Lord. I just pray tonight was the first night I've seen that's been so many unspoken prayer requests, Father. And Father, those are usually the ones that's so near and dear to the heart that they don't want to mention them. And they're really personal. And Father, I ask that the ones that are unspoken that was mentioned here tonight, that you really pay special attention to them, Father, and grant them whatever it is that they're feeling on their hearts, Lord, because usually their hearts are pretty heavy on it. And Father, we think about those that have physical issues here tonight. Ashley's dad goes in for his second round of chemo, Father. I pray for him. Sheila's dad, I pray for him, Lord, as he's not doing well. There was one had bronchitis issues, Lord. I pray for them. And Father, we pray for Homestead Hippie says that they need some rain out there in their area. Father, I'm praying that you'll give them the right amount of rain that they need, not too much, not too little, but give them what they need to remain sustainable, Father. And bless the land, Father. Bless all of our land, all the people that's on here tonight, even the ones that didn't even ask for any prayer requests, Father. Everybody has a need, whether they mention it or not. And Father, I just ask that you grant each and every person here tonight the desires of their heart on their homesteads. And Father, help them to be able to make wise decisions and be able to survive the things that are coming in this world that we have no clue about at this time, Father. But yet we know your scripture says they're coming. We just don't know what they're going to look like when they get here. So, Father, we ask for blessings in that area and for the ability to overcome it. Father, I pray that you give us power over the enemy. We pray that when the enemy comes at us in one direction, that he will run from us in seven, Father, just like you promised in Scripture. Grant each and every person here tonight the blessings of obedience and the fruits of the Spirit, Lord. And Father, give us financial success so that we can grow our homestead and take care of our animals now. We ask these things in thy name. Amen. Okay.
All right.
I missed
Gotta
a
get my
lot, I'm
eyes
sure.
Eyes adjusted.
I'm sure I missed a good bit.
I think we've got most everything. Jump Off says, thanks for the tip on the grease on the chainsaw. That was a video that he wanted to do because he used to work in the woods cutting down trees and used a chainsaw every day, and a grease gun on the chainsaw was something that he used all the time. And when he got his new little saw, it had the holes, it just did not have the grease gun.
Yeah.
So we had to order one, and he said, most people don't know this, so let me tell them. So that's why we did the video.
Broussard Homestead said we had tons of wild grapes here. Are they safe to eat? Yes, usually they are.
We don't get them because the animals get them here.
That's what happens here. Usually the animals get them.
All right. So we are headed to bed tonight.
Yep.
See y'all later. And
I've had a long, hard day.
Yeah, he's got to rest a little bit before he starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I can get him to rest.
I'll be back up in the air again tomorrow.
And I will have a video up on Monday on the barn addition.
The new addition. It's going to be in several phases. We're going to try to do this erection in several phases so that people can actually see how you go about it. Now, this is not the only way to build something, but it is our way of building it.
Yeah. I've got phase 1, phase 2 done, videoed anyway. So I know Monday and Wednesday will probably be videos on that. Hopefully Tuesday you will have an All God's Children.
No, porch time.
Porch time.
Porch time. It's almost turning into an All God's Children anyway.
Well, we got to see what he's going to come up with this time. He hasn't got a subject yet, y'all.
I might have. I just ain't said nothing. Okay, guys, we got to get off here. Sweet dreams to y'all too.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.